Christmas, give them something worth having. The gift of music from Casio.
Hello and welcome back. I've got a bit of an exotic synth for you today. Not so much because it's a very rare or sought after machine. From the looks of it and its brand, you could easily mistake it for a toy keyboard, but the Casio HT-700 is in fact a fully fledged programmable synthesizer that incorporates a number of unique features. It's a multi-timbral polysynth with unique digital oscillators and really nice sounding digitally controlled analog filters. It uses NJM2069 chips for the filters that can also be found in the very similar Chord Poly 800 synth. The filters are paraphonic, so there isn't a filter per voice as you would expect from a real polysynth, but there is one filter for all of the chord and melody voices each, which isn't an issue when you play chords or monophonically, but when you play multiple notes in quick succession, you might end up with some undesired effects as the filter processes all the voices simultaneously. The oscillators of the HT line are to this day a bit of a mystery. They are DCOs, or digitally controlled oscillators that offer 32 varied waveforms that, from what I've read, are created through the mixing of different pulse waves with different amounts of harmonics and pre-programmed pulse width variations. All in all, Casio Spectrum Dynamic Synthesizer offers some interesting and unique sounds. The HT-700 offers a melody and a chord part that are both polyphonic and has a monophonic bass part and a PCM rhythm section that features samples that were most likely taken from Casio's RS1 drum machine, and Casio even managed to squeeze in a little programmable pattern sequencer and a truly analog chorus effect. And of course, as a staple of all quality synths, it has built-in speakers. The HT line, by the way, consists of the HT-700 featured here, the MT-600, which is the non-programmable home keyboard version of the HT-700, the HT-3000, which essentially is the HT-700 in a bigger case with full-size keys, and the HZ-600, which is the HT-3000 without speakers. The top-of-the-line HT-6000 features 4 DCOs and 8 custom filter chips for proper polysynth power and is probably one of the, if not the most underrated classic polysynths. It should be mentioned that there are, as with many other Casio synths from this area, Hohner licensed variants of the HT-700, HT-3000 and HT-6000 respectively. Casio really was on fire in the late 80s and pumped out one great synth after another. Other than the CZ line of synths, neither the VZ line, which I've already covered in another video, nor the HT line or the hugely unique FZ line of samplers ever received much recognition or acclaim. There probably exists an alternative reality somewhere where these machines are sought after classics and Poly 800s and Alpha Junos rot in the acells of Goodwills. Well, anyways, back to our synth. A big part of why this synth never became a classic is the Jogwheel that is used to program the machine. To call it a Jogwheel is a bit of an exaggeration because it really only is a potentiometer and not a proper rotary encoder, which makes it a real pain to enter volumes sometimes. When you jump between submenus, of which there are a ton, you always have to twist it back and forth in order to jump to the correct position. Also, the menu system is pretty cryptic. There are some hints given on the front plate, but you will have to resort to the manual a lot to properly program anything. Once you manage to overcome these input atrocities, you will be happy to learn that the memory is not battery buffered. So you'll either have to grab a hard-to-get memory card, or you'll have to leave the machine plugged in or fed with a ton of D batteries that are prone to leaking. And on top of all that, Casio had the infinite wisdom to have the synth automatically power down when you don't use it for 6 minutes, which can be a real annoyance when you're in the middle of working with the machine and have to take a dump or something and then this happens. Anyway, you're probably not here for my half-assed jokes, but to listen to the synth itself, and that is exactly what we're going to do now. But before I play you some of my favorite presets of the machine, let's listen to some of that auto accompaniment Casio magic. With that out of the way, let's start with the Synth Reed preset. That is a very nice pad sound. Next up, the Brass Ensemble preset that has a ton of lovely detuned phasing. Now I let, for lack of enough hands, to the sequencer do the playing of the Synth Bells preset and perform some manual filter sweeping with the tedious Jogwheel. Another very nice preset from the second group of presets that can be accessed via the select button. This is, according to the manual, Synth Ensemble 1. And now for the grand finale, let's stack the chord and the melody voices for an even richer sound. You already know the sequence, but now let's add some chord voice doubling the melody voice. And we are at the end of the video again. I hope I was able to give you a glimpse of what is possible with the HT-700 using just the presets. I certainly like its sound a lot. There is a lot to add to the sound of the machine through modding it. There are relatively simple mods for direct control of filter, cutoff and resonance, and a ton of other cool mods I found online. I'll leave you a link to the mods in the description and hope to see you soon with another synth.